Okay, I'm here to tackle my Alice in Wonderland Infinity Mirror. And I bought this cabinet specifically to use it. Oh, look, you can see me. Hi! Well, that's gonna be annoying. Let's just cover that up. Trust me, you don't want to see my resting craft face. In fact, nobody should be subjected to that. Anyways, moving on, I took off the door and now I'm just cutting out the wood because I'm not gonna make one big project. Oh no, I'm making tiny little projects inside one big project because I just love to torture myself, apparently. So here are all the cubby holes that I decided, and here are the lights. I'm trying out new lights this time because I want it to be super bright. I'm pretty sure the reason why I failed the last time on my Infinity Mirror was because, for one, my lights weren't bright enough. And for two, I did not do the mirrors right. But this time I'm starting off with a real mirror and not a spray paint mirror. So in theory, it should work, right? It better work this time. And now I have to make the walls in between the little compartments, but the walls have to be see-through so that the light can show through, obviously. And so that's what I'm making out of recycled plastic. Well, I mean, I'm recycling the plastic. I don't know if the plastic I'm using is recycled. Whoa, did you see that? I added all the plastic. And then I just chop it off. And look, we got half our project done. Oh, right, the door. Okay, so then I just cover the door with this one-way mirror film. Whoops, there I am again. Don't look. And let's just see if this works. Oh, look at that. It kind of works, right? Whoops, don't look at me. Okay, so now we're just jumping in with the fun on this first little cubby hole. And it looks like we're going with an outdoor theme here. I mean, most of Alice in Wonderland is outdoor, so I suppose that makes sense. Come to think of it, the only parts that are indoor in Alice in Wonderland is when she's like falling down the hole. And one would argue that that is still outside. However, there is a door at the end of the hole, so I don't know. It could be either. Oops, editing Ashley here. You know, the Ashley that's editing this video right now. Quick little note. I'm now remembering that there's a scene with the white rabbit when she's inside the house. And then remember the Duchess with her pig baby. That was also indoors. Oh, and then the whole jury scene. I think that was a courthouse. So that would be indoors. So I forget what I said before. There's a lot of things indoors. All right, let's get back to the video. Hold on, watch me peel this off. Oh yeah, look at that cloud. And yes, I do know that clouds are white and not blue, but honestly, I did not think this whole through. But you know what? One could argue that it's Alice in Wonderland and everything is not quite right in Alice in Wonderland. So go suck an egg. Anyways, what am I doing in this hole now? Well, I'll give you a hint. I'm making little chairs out of toothpicks and balsa wood. See, this is gonna be the back of the chair. Look, isn't it cute? And now I'm just making the butt of the chair. I think that's what you call it. Oh, dang it. You know, this surprisingly happens more than you think. Now we just meet the butt with the back. And look at that, we have a little chair. But we're gonna need more than one chair. And since I'm lazy, we're gonna make it with magic. Ooh, look at that. But that's boring, so let's paint it. All different colors. Okay, so now let's put them in our box. And look at all these little chairs that I made. Aren't they cute? I bet you can guess what I'm doing now. Musical chairs? No, there's no musical chairs in Alice in Wonderland. That's right, I'm doing the Mad Tea Party. Or would it just be a tea party? I mean, do you think that the Mad Hatter is mad about being called mad? And maybe that's why he's called the Mad Hatter. I mean, I know that they mean mad as in like crazy, but I've got to say, I'd be pretty mad if I was called the Mad Hatter. I mean, I know that the Cheshire Cat says, we're all mad here, but it's still kind of rude. And then I'm making a unbirthday cake because it's Alice's unbirthday. Well, I mean, technically they're celebrating the Mad Hatter and the March Hare's unbirthday, but it's also Alice's unbirthday. Which reminds me, in the book, did you know that the tea party is only happening because the Queen of Hearts ordered the Mad Hatter's head to be removed? And the Mad Hatter was like, only after I have my tea. And so it's like an endless tea party to avoid the beheading of the Mad Hatter. I'm pretty sure that was in the book, or maybe it was in the movie. I don't know. It's been a while since I read the book. And when I say the movie, I don't mean that abomination of cartoon one that Disney put out. That is very inaccurate to the book, but unfortunately it's what everybody thinks of. Anyway, back to this project. Look, I painted my teapot. And of course I gotta put tea inside my teacup. We can't just have empty teacups here. And look at my little lemon. It's so cute. Onto the table it goes. And you might be wondering, Ashley, what is that red stuff on the table? Well, it's tea, silly. What else would it be? I mean, the Mad Hatter's mad, but he's not that mad. Is he? Is he that mad? Okay, he might be. I think it's best just ignore the red stuff on the table. We don't want to question the Mad Hatter or the March Hare for that matter. I mean, what did they do with the Dormouse? Why was he shoved into a teapot? We're questioning again. Let's change the subject and look at this magic. Am I making Oreos? It kind of looks like it, but no, it's another unbirthday cake. Wait, does unbirthday have a double meaning? Because you won't have any more birthdays and they're celebrating the Dormouth's unbirthday too? Oh no. Have I discovered the secret behind the Mad Hatter and the March Hare? Does unbirthday also mean unalive? I think I might be onto something. Is that why they don't give Alice any wine? Because it would look quite suspicious if Alice turned up missing. And you know, as soon as Alice sits down at the table, he says, "Clean cup, move down." See, he's just trying to save Alice from being unbirthdayed. I don't know. And how is a raven like a writing desk? Well, the Mad Hatter is rewriting their destiny, and ravens mean death. Do ravens mean death? I don't think they do. That might be pushing it. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're going on to the next hole, and the Mad Hatter's secrets will stay secret because I don't want to anger the Mad Hatter. In this hole, I'm going to make the hole that Alice falls down. It's going to be a double hole. Get it? Because the hole is the hole. Anyways, remember these beads and just dipping your fingers into them? Ooh, it feels so good. Why does that feel good? It's like dipping your hands into rice. Uncooked rice, not cooked rice. That would be gross. Okay, for the outside of my hole, you know, my double hole, I'm gonna add little holes around my whole hole because it lets the light in. And we're gonna need the light to make it lit. I think the idea that I had here was that she's gonna be falling down the hole, and it's almost kind of space-like the way she falls. And so I added like stars around, but I didn't want it to feel totally space-like because that would be weird. So that's why I have my jar of dirt here to dirty up my space hole and make it feel more cellar-like. That's not the right word. To make it feel like a dirt hole. But when I think of dirt holes, I think of fungus growing in dirt holes. I don't know why I think of that. But, you know, Alice in Wonderland, you gotta have some mushrooms. Look, I assume Wonderland is just full of mushrooms. So presumably they'd be in the hole too. Anyways, so next I'm gonna add a ladder because, okay, Alice fell down the hole. Don't you think her first thought would be, oh, I'm stuck in a hole. Maybe I should try to climb back up the hole? And you're telling me out of all that furniture that was falling down with her, there wasn't a ladder? I mean, I know that the ladder would never reach the hole at the top of the hole, but that's the first thing I would try. Also, in my story, she's stuck down the hole for a long time. She doesn't just see a door right away. No, she's stuck down this creepy dark hole for a long time. There's all sorts of creepy spider teacups walking around. I like these two love each other. Anyways, this is my Alice story. I can make it however I want. If I want to add skulls to my hole, I'm gonna add skulls to my hole. Because these are the people that fell down the hole and didn't find the door. You think Alice was the first person to fall down that hole? Ha! Unlikely. Alice was just lucky enough that she found the door eventually. And you know what? Maybe that ladder isn't from Alice. Maybe that's from somebody else who was trying to get out. But we don't know their story. We only know Alice's story. And she finds the door that enters into Wonderland. Okay. I don't know where I'm going with this. But look at these tiny bricks. They'll be perfect for our hole because nothing's creepier than a pile of bricks. Except one thing, a tiny pile of bones. Okay, that's significantly creepier than a pile of bricks. If we're being honest, which we are. Okay, last but not least, we gotta add the little teacup spider to the wall. And since this teacup spider's on the wall, he's gonna be dripping his little tea onto the floor. And that's it for this hole. What do you guys think of my hole inside of a hole surrounded with holes? And then we can't forget the other hole that we did, our Mad Hatter tea party. But hold on, we gotta add the infinity mirror. I'm a little disappointed with the outcome. I mean, I see the infinity part, but it's kind of hard to see it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Whoops, there I am again. Don't look at me. Okay, let's move on to our next two holes. So I took some clear plastic. I took a sheet of clear plastic, okay? And I covered it in the one-way mirror film. And then I shoved this chair in there, I guess just to try it out. I don't know exactly why I'm doing this. It doesn't really look any different. And yet, for some reason, I continued. I think I'm looking to make some sort of like trippy hole, you know, because Alice in Wonderland is pretty trippy. So I'm taking this brass tape and making a checker pattern on this clear sheet of paper. Ooh, see? Isn't it mesmerizing? Whoa. And then, you know, Emily had to see what I was doing. Whee! And then I shoved it into my mirrored hole. See, it looks kind of cool, right? Trippy? A little bit, kind of? I don't know. So I was trying to think what else I could add to the hole because I can't just have this. So I added this green moss to the sides, but I wasn't really fond of it. So I ripped it all out. And then I was thinking, what if it's the pocket watch from the White Rabbit? Stupid invisible string. It's so invisible I can't grab it. Anyway, so if it's the pocket watch from the White Rabbit, then we're gonna need gears. Ooh, you're getting very sleepy. You're gonna hit that like button and maybe follow if you want to. No pressure. Whoa, that was weird. Moving on. So I want to make it look like the pocket watch exploded and I don't know, went into another dimension. But hold up, we got to do our finger exercises. It's very important to keep your fingers fit. And listen to this jingle. It's like music. Anyways, once I got all the gears hung up, I shoved it back into my mirrored hole. And there it is. Is it the best hole that I've made so far? No, it's not. But you know what? Maybe these magical corners will help. So we got 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners, and 4 corners. And you know what? Our hole is still looking kind of lame. It's about the lamest circle hole I've ever seen. And I don't know if you know this, but I have a thing about circle holes, which is basically a circle window. But we're gonna move on to the next hole because I don't know what else to do. So on my next hole, I'm thinking library. Oh, and what is this? Oh, it's nothing, just a tiny version of my Creepy Crafts book. That's right, I wrote a book. Links in my bio. We're gonna need more than just my book in our library. So now I'm tasked with making lots more books. 1 book at a time, very slowly. This is the most tedious process. And my fingers hurt by the end of this. So how do we speed it up? We do multiple books at once. Holy cow, do you see all those pages? Now to put all the pages together with the covers, well, bam! Look at all those books. We're gonna have books for days. Now we just need to make the shelf, to hold all our books. Would you think I was gonna put them all on the floor? That would be silly. Bam, bam, shwabam, shwababa, shwabippy, hiya. Shake, shake, shake. I'm ready, here it comes. Snap. All right, our little shelf is coming along pretty well. We're just gonna need more than 1 shelf. But I don't wanna go through all those steps again, so let's just do this. Look at that, we got another shelf. Now we just need to add the books. Shake them to activate them and throw them. Oh yeah, now we got, whoops. Now we got 2 shelves. The only problem is that I can't really fit anything else in here. These shelves are too big. Look, you can barely see the mirror in the background. So that's gonna be, that shelf doesn't even want to be in there. So I scrapped all my work, stupid shelves. And now I'm making a shorter profile shelf. That way it doesn't stick out as much, but we need shorter profile books to go with it. Remember all those books we made? Yeah, well, they're useless now. Instead, I opted for the stick method. I just stuck the covers onto sticks. And then I realized, Ashley, what are you doing? You can just stick the sticks to the sticks and then stick the whole stick family on the shelf together. Brilliant. Sometimes my brain decides to brain. I don't, it's a rare occasion, but my brained today because look, half our library is done. Now let's just do the second half. Ha-cha. Snap. And hey, all our shelves are full. And if you look closely at the books, a lot of them are Alice in Wonderland themed. Oh, by the way, I know you're probably wondering, why is there a library in Alice in Wonderland? Good question. I'm glad you asked. Well, Alice in Wonderland's a book and books are in libraries. And so I made look, Emily's here to distract us from whatever questions we were answering. Hi, Emily. All right, so I want my library to look like it's in the wild. It's a wild library. So this is what I assume wild libraries look like, right? I've seen domestic libraries, but look, Emily's back. Hi, Emily. Right, so I want my library to look like Alice in Wonderland is just spilling out of one of the books on the shelves. I don't know. I guess that's my idea. And so I'm adding all this grass. Look, I like to think that the characters actually live in the book. And if they were to come out of the book, this is what it would look like in their library. I don't know where I'm going with that. But hey, look at this vine. Isn't this cool? I'm gluing little itty bitty leaves to my string. It's adorable. And you can trust me. I know what adorable looks like. And it is that. Okay, so now I'm just gluing them to my bookshelves along with more leaves to make it look like vines. I want these bookshelves to look overgrown. It's overgrown with Alice in Wonderland. The books are puking Alice in Wonderland all over, I guess. And look, I'm making another little vine with grass. It's a grassy vine. I don't know why I'm showing you so much of this. You get it. I put grass and leaves and vines all over my library. The only thing that our library is missing is a ladder. And it just so happens that I made one right here. But of course, it too needs some vines and grassy bits to match our bookshelves. And I'm just gonna place it right here. Okay, so our library is not looking very Alice in Wonderland. It just looks slightly abandoned. abandoned, if we're gonna be honest. But this is an Alice in Wonderland project. We can't just have an abandoned library. That doesn't make sense. So I thought I'd make it a little bit more Alice in Wonderland-y by adding some of the little creatures. Like this one, it's the little glasses bird. What, you don't remember the glasses bird? Here's a picture to jog your memory. And you call yourself an Alice in Wonderland fan. I'm just kidding. I know you remembered. Look, I made 2 of them. He's just gonna sit right here on the shelf. Aren't they cute? Honestly, I thought I was done with this hole, but then I was thinking, just 2 glasses birds is not really screaming Alice in Wonderland. We're gonna need another bird here. And so now I'm making the little pencil bird. What? You don't remember the pencil bird either? All right, I'll show you another picture. But really, this is on you now. How could you forget the pencil bird? She is gorgeous and slightly offended that you would forget her. But I didn't forget her. In fact, she's gonna go right here on the shelf and she's gonna look down on you with judgy eyes. She's a judgy McJudgerson pencil bird. But we'll move on. It's okay. I'm sure you remember the mome wraths, which is what I'm making right now. These little guys were the hardest things to make. I wasn't sure how to handle their little poofy heads, but ultimately I decided on yarn because it's pretty poofy. It was the only thing I could think of. And in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, here's a picture of the mome wraths. I did decide to not do their eyeballs because that's a little too cartoony and I'm kind of going for a more realistic look. And the mome wraths outgrabe. Holy cow, that's a lot of mome wraths. Do they look like they're outgrabing? Also, what is outgrabe? Is it a made-up term? Because I'm pretty sure it's made up. Actually, I think that's the whole point of the Jabberwocky, right? All the words are made up. I don't know. Anyways, look, we did 2 more holes. So first I'll show you what it looks like without the one-way mirror. Ooh, it's pretty trippy, right? I definitely like these bookshelves better. But let me know what you think in the comments because I love to read your guys' comments. Ooh, okay, let's add the glass back on. Ooh, look at all those books. I mean, it didn't quite turn out the way that I wanted it to, but I'm not mad at it. It's fine. I mean, what do you think? Okay, let's move on to our last 2 holes. And you know we couldn't do an Alice in Wonderland project without a checkered floor. Oops, somebody spilled juice all over our floor. It's not juice. Who said that? Now, here's what I'm thinking. In our key-shaped hole, since it's like the most prominent hole, I want it to be like the red queen. Red queen? No, the queen of hearts. I want it to be like her hole. And since we already have too much green going on, I went with red because she's the queen of hearts, obviously. And instead of red roses, or should I say white roses painted red, I'm going with black roses. Because you know what? It's my project and I can do whatever I want. And look at this. Does it look like a circle window? It sure does. You know I couldn't do a project without adding a circle window somewhere. So I went with this stained glass window. And then I wanted it to be the correct shape, so I melted it on top of this thing, but then I melted the thing. Yeah, I'm not so bright. I mean, who knew that plastic would melt when I heated it up? Apparently I didn't. Okay, I mean, I did know, but everybody makes mistakes. We're moving on. Look, I've added the circle window. And now what is this? Second circle window. What? Oh my goodness, is this a 3rd circle window? It sure is. I wish I had 3 circle windows. Which reminds me, Christmas is coming up. If there's a certain husband watching this video, I would love a circle window for Christmas. Look, you don't even have to wrap it, but I would like it installed in the living room. You know, like 30 inches or so, just plain. I don't want any of that bric-a-brac around it. Anyways, if you noticed, I added a white rabbit window because I assume that the white rabbit is like the queen's assistant. I don't know, just the way he acts. I'm pretty sure he works for the queen, right? Wait, hold up. Watch this. Snack. Which I have some questions about the white rabbit. What was he doing in the real world? Unless he was trying to collect little girls for the queen. I mean, we did agree that he is the queen's assistant, right? So he lures girls down the rabbit hole to ultimately bring to the queen. I mean, he acts like he doesn't know what he's doing, but I think he does. Is the queen running some sort of like child smuggling operation? I don't know. We don't know, do we? I mean, she does want to cut off Alice's head. So I'm not quite sure what the smuggling purposes would be exactly. Unless she's making tarts out of them. I mean, the queen does like her tarts. No, wait. She's the queen of hearts. Maybe she's stealing the hearts of the children and using them to live longer. I don't know. And then she gets together with the queen of spades to bury the heartless children in the Toji woods because a spade is like a shovel, right? Okay, hold on. If a spade is a shovel, then what is a club? The only club that I know is a weapon. Or I guess a club can be a gathering of people. But the club symbol doesn't look like either of those. So I'm lost for words. Lost for thoughts. I don't know. I'm just lost. Oh, hold on. Let's go back to the art for a second. Look what I'm doing. So I made this heart out of clay. If you noticed my organ box, I have a lot of hearts that I've made. But now I won't have to make them anymore because I'm going to make a mold of this heart. I've never done this before. I'm super excited. And now I feel like I need to make molds of everything. I mean, think of the possibilities. Circle window molds, molds of cats, tiny teapot molds. Ooh, I could make an octopus mold. Look, see, and now I'm just filling the heart hole mold with resin. And then I pop it out. Any second, I'm gonna pop it out. Hold on. Look, it's like popping a zit. Only way cooler because this zit is heart-shaped. It's a crystal heart. All right, everything's gonna get a crystal heart now. All my projects, every single one. I'll figure out how to add a crystal heart to it somehow. And with that, we're done with this hole. Holy cow, does it look good? Did you like my bird? I know we didn't get to talk about the bird. And we're still not talking about the bird because now we have to move on to the next hole. Okay, my idea for this hole is, do you remember when Alice fell down the hole and there was like a hallway of doors? I'm pretty sure there was a whole bunch of doors in a hallway. I might be misremembering that. Was there only one door at the end of the hallway? I'm pretty sure there was more than one door. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. So instead of just like doors along the floor, I'm doing doors all over the walls. And that way, when the infinity mirror shows up, what is it on vacation? When the infinity mirror is applied, sure, it's gonna look like a whole hallway of doors, floor to ceiling. It's gonna be cool, I swear. I think. We'll see. But look, now I'm making a little doorknob. Could I have made a little mold of this doorknob? Yeah, and I'm just realizing that now. But instead, I sculpted like 200 of these doorknobs. Okay, not 200. That's a little exaggerate. More like 15. But it felt like 200 doorknobs. I mean, have you ever sculpted 15 doorknobs? I would be surprised if you have. But I don't know. I don't know what you do on your off time. Maybe you're a doorknob enthusiast. Maybe doorknobs are your thing, and I'm not going to shame your thing. What's that saying? I'm not going to shame anyone's yum. Anyways. And then, of course, all these doors need keys, so I added keys. But while I was looking at the keys, I realized, what is this hole? What was I thinking? This hole does not fit in with the rest. I hate it, and I must change it right now. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna hack away at it until this table comes out. Am I done with the hole below it? No. But when I get an idea in my head, it has to be executed right away. Otherwise, it's gonna bug me, and this hole is gonna be super annoying. And we don't like annoying holes. So after I took out all the chairs and the table, I decided to leafify, I guess that's a word, leafify? I'm leafifying the walls. And it already looks decently better. Now let's handle these chairs. Oh yeah, see, I think it was just too colorful. Don't get me wrong, I love the colorful chairs. In fact, I would love to have those chairs in real life, but it wasn't really giving creepy Alice in Wonderland vibes. I also thought that the table was a little too cluttered in there, so I took that out completely and I'm just putting in the chairs. Ooh, it's kind of creepy, right? What do you mean no? So you're telling me if you're walking through Toji Woods and you just see these random overgrown chairs in the middle of nowhere, you're not going to be creeped out? Like, what was the Mad Hatter doing here? Or was it the March Hare? We don't know, and that's the creepy part. Anyways, so then I felt like I couldn't waste this table. I worked too hard on it. So I painted it all one color and I'm adding it to my door hallway. I think that's a much better place for it. Oh, and then I was thinking, okay, this mirror is not the greatest. And I don't know if I want to display it with the mirror all the time, so I added magnets to it. That way it's not hinged to the holes. And you can just decide if you want to put it on or not. Look, I tried to make the one-way mirror work. Oh, there I am. Hi. But not everything works out in life. And so we just work with what we got. Oh, hi, Emily. What are you doing? Okay, everybody just ignore Emily because I don't have the heart to tell her no. Does that make me a bad cat mom? Maybe. But she's fine. She's not spoiled or anything. Anyways, which hole is your favorite? And why is it not the pocket watch hole? You know, the one under this hole. Because I think I might redo that one. It doesn't quite fit. Oh, Emily. That's okay. We don't need to see that hole anyway. See, Emily's just trying to help. Okay, I don't know what she's doing right now. But we're just gonna pretend like she's not there. I honestly think my favorite hole is the library. Sorry, library. The library, because I spent the most time on it. Oh, I guess we are going to look at the pocket watch hole. You know what? Maybe I will redo it. Do you have any ideas on what I should do? Because I think that's the reason why I haven't redone it. I don't know what to do. Okay, let's look at it with the infinity mirror attached, and we'll see if it looks infinity-like enough. And I have to say, getting video of this is really hard. Everything reflects, but I did my best. I think it looks a little bit better in person, but not like a ton better. I'll definitely be displaying it without the infinity mirror part, but that's just my preference. What do you guys think? Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!